Are we live? Are we live? Well, bitches, tonight we are going to talk about Shane Dawson's episode number 2 of the Jeffree Star or the Beautiful World of Jeffree Star collaboration. This was going to be the secrets of the beauty world, I think it was called. We're going to talk about it. What up? What's going on, everybody? How we doing tonight? Happy Friday. Hey, mommy. What's up, girl? Hi, Lauren. What's everybody up to? I didn't wash my hair today, so it's looking hella hot messy, but that's okay. I wanted to talk about Shane Dawson's video. We're going to do some makeup and just bullshit about it. This video was I really enjoyed this video. So that's, again, why I wanted to talk about it. And I wanted to keep just doing these videos because I have no friends in real life that care about this type of shit. Why not? Episode 2 is amazing. I've been waiting for you, girl. I know I was having issues with my my cam link. It didn't want to connect and my camera didn't want to not look purple. So I was like, what the hell's going on? Yes, I love this episode so much more than the first one. So I think the consensus is probably going to be a lot of people loved this video. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Hi, Bridge. Hi, Tara. What's up, girl? This one was very interesting. I think brands are about to be pissed because they did expose costs. They kind of informed people on like the overall process on really what's going on. I just used the Gerard Cosmetics Dreamsicle setting spray, which, side note, these are 5 for $25 for the minis right now. Love them so much. Genji, I just got my Underworld and Grape Crush so bad. Yes! I actually really like this episode. They are shitting their pants. I think so too. I really love this video because I've always been very curious about just what goes into, which I feel like they could dive even further into the whole like production process. But I think it was an eye-opener, and I don't know, I really liked the candidness of this video. Like everything was just right out in the open. I feel like Jeffree Star is probably gonna get hella trashed just because he said how much that he's made just with one palette. Like take home, I was just like, damn, that was crazy. I'm not pissed. The brands that spend more on quality are not shook whatsoever. That's true. That's true. It's going to be the brands that, you know, charge a ridiculous amount. And then I think even still we'll probably never know, like obviously what people pay for stuff. But I think for the brands, especially that get their goods from China, those are the brands that were kind of all like, but I feel like that was kind of also like a more known thing. Like if it ships from China, obviously people source China because it's cheaper. So I feel like that's more common sense. What did everybody else think of it? Did we like it? Did we not like it? Did we feel any certain ways about it? I loved how much they talked about like the shade names and stuff. What was the first? I took notes again. Like I'm watching it and pausing it and then kind of writing down things that I thought were interesting. I was impressed that Jeffree Star doesn't mark up shit the way that some brands do. I have a comment on that in a little while. We'll get there. Which for me means all year round. Oh, I must have missed what you said earlier. Even brands that make in China are paying 1/10 of what U.S. Made brands are. It is definitely making us see a different side of Jeffree on a good note. I completely agree. Just with how like giving he is with his connections, it's insane. Especially with the whole like basically asking Shane or extending the invite to allow Shane to have his merch through them. I felt so bad because you can see how, as being like a creator, how you could easily get taken advantage of. I'm using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker palette in lieu of the video that we watched today. We loved it. Yes. Naming stuff is fun. I think the most interesting thing I thought was how fast they were able to pick out shades and pick out names. One day it took them to do that. If you're collaborating, I feel like that makes sense. I feel like it was very natural for both of them to really work together. And I don't know, I feel like it was interesting because you always hear people that are working in collabs. They're like, oh, you have no idea how long this took. It took us like 2 years, when they're coming out and saying it only takes like 6 to 7 months to produce a product. That's if you're like staying on top of it. Yeah, naming stuff would be my favorite part too. I loved watching that whole process. Jeffrey has always been kind and supportive to me. I totally could see how he would be. I love this little window into the makeup biz. I love it too. I cried seeing Shane's reaction to hearing the numbers. You could tell his head was spinning from all his old deal. I know, it's crazy. But as the process goes on, a lot of times you make changes. Oh yeah, I could totally see that. I'm so torn, but it's like a common thing that we hear a lot of influencers that do collab. They're like, oh, I spent this amount of time making, like, coming up with the names. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're just like dedicated to it, it really shouldn't take that long. That's just me. Maybe that's like naive of me to think that way. But it also doesn't help that a lot of the people that are doing the collaborations with a lot of different brands are the same people over and over and over again. So you could see right there how it would get a little bit more difficult, especially when it came to naming and picking out shades and stuff like that. I'm so torn about how I feel about Jeffrey. In some respects, he is so generous, but why does he feel the need to bite back so harshly? It could, I don't know. I think that's a good question. It all comes down to, we don't know what he's going through behind the scenes, behind closed doors. I believe that he could be easily somebody that would be taken advantage of. But especially when it comes to business, if people burn you in business, sometimes it's hard not to take it personally. But then you're also taking it not only personally, but business-wise too, especially from a financial aspect, because, okay, now you're fucking up my money. So now I'm even more pissed than if it was something that was just morally an issue. You know what I mean? I have watched Shane's video. I haven't watched Shane's video yet, so I can't stay, but I wanted to say hi. Hi, Heather. I hope you come back. Well, you'll probably catch the playback, but it was such a good video. I really did love it. So then you decided to come upstairs and be just like, hey, mom and dad. Oh, I lost what I was saying in that comment. Hey, girl. Hey, Jessica. What's up, girl? I get that aspect completely. I have a problem with how he treats his fans on social media. I think, like, I don't agree either. There's a lot of things that I'm like very back and forth when it comes to Jeffrey. I think it would be hard, and not this is an excuse, but imagine getting the hate that he does. And then again, he is human, and I think that's why I've always kind of remained a fan or a supporter, follower, whatever you want to call me, of him, because I think he's very misunderstood, and I think he's very easily misunderstood. And especially since he's on like the scale that he is, it's way more public when something not so good happens to him, or not so good that he does. So many of his friends have used him for his exactly, and that's where I could really feel for him being the way that he is, especially when it comes to his business and everything, because you could blatantly tell when people just have the wrong intentions. And I think he's probably one of those people, like, when he lets people in, he really lets them in. And this is totally me just assuming. But I've been in situations like he has, and it's so easy to think, like, because I'm one of those people, I always like to see like the positive in people, and I'm somewhat that way to a fault, because not everybody's intentions are pure and all that stuff. And I can only imagine like the scale that he experiences it. But let me refer to my notes. Let me see. Of course, I swear to God, every time I come down live, somebody comes downstairs and starts talking or doing something down here. It drives me fucking crazy. He has made mistakes, but he has it thrown in his face every single day. Hope everyone is well. Got to drive, pick up food. I'll be trying to be back before the end. Yeah, I definitely agree, Jen. I think that, I mean, unfortunately, we live in a world, I think, that people are insanely sensitive, almost too sensitive. Like, I can only imagine, especially as my like platform and channel grows, like, I'll probably say something problematic and stuff like that. It's just, nobody's perfect, but you don't need to like be constantly reminded of a shitty thing that you might have said or done, because people grow, people fuck up, people make mistakes, and then you just have to learn and move on from it. And sometimes people take things the wrong way, and I'm not making excuses for him by any means, But I just think that it's so easy, especially for people on like the level that Jeffree is and even Shane is. I think it's so easy for them to be misunderstood just because of the amount of eyes that are on them, the amount of opinions that there are in the world. It's fucking crazy. It's insanity. Like people are just, even with this collaboration, people are just like, oh, I don't see the point in it, which I'm really happy about this collab because do I think a makeup product for Shane Dawson makes total sense? No. But I think it's giving us a total different insight on the whole experience itself. And I think that that's what this palette's about. Like what the viewers want or anything like that. But it has, like the whole thing has a purpose. I don't know. I mean, I have haters, but he gets them all day, every day. That cannot be fun. I think, yeah, I think some would even be happy if he killed himself. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, how many times can you apologize? I mean, I can only see in some regards because it's not like he's made mistakes and haven't made more mistakes on different levels. You know, that's where I understand why people feel the way that they do, because it's not like it was a one-time thing type of deal. But the stuff in it, like that was like 10 plus years ago, like, come on, I think it's time to get the fuck over it. At least that's totally my opinion, and you guys can feel free to feel how you want about it. But I'm one of those people, like, nobody's going to change my mind about it. I'm going to make up my own mind. And I think that's another thing that people tend to do too, is they kind of take what other people say. That's why whenever I talk about like me not supporting Morphe and stuff like that, I'm always like, this is my opinion. This is how I feel about it. I'm not telling you guys to feel that way. But I think especially when it comes to people like Jeffree Star, like people don't want to see him succeed. People don't want to see him do well just because of the shitty things that have happened in his past. Jen, she has amazing content and I have been supportive of Jeffree. Their comment has me like, take my money. I'm so down for all the Shane products, for real. None of us are perfect for sure. Oh my God, the Too Faced Nikki shit had me shooketh. I heard about that a while ago, but I don't think anything was ever like, I think he like exposed it at one point. I don't really remember, but I never seen like legal documentation or anything like that. So it was like one of those situations I was like, okay, is it real? Is it not real? But I'm assuming it's very much real since they're still talking about it. But yeah, I totally agree. And I think that's one message, because in like the first little chit chat that we had about this whole series was, I was like, how are you gonna say that the makeup industry isn't ready for Shane? Like, what is he gonna do that's so revolutionary? I think what this collaboration is gonna do is, like they were saying, with setting the standard for future like collaborations and stuff that come after. I think this is gonna be a major eye opener for not only these brands to notice, like, hey, you can't take advantage of the people you're working with, but also as an influencer, it's more of a you should know your worth type of moment. I don't know. I think that's one thing that this brand or this collaboration really will make a difference in the world, as far as maybe influencers, collaborators, whatever, maybe they won't get taken advantage of, because that it's no secret that it happens. At least I don't think it's a secret. It was one of those things that I've always just assumed. And especially like me as a small creator, I have some brands reach out to me and they do try to take advantage because they look at it like they're doing us a favor type deal. Whereas in reality, when you're collabing with a person, especially like Shane Dawson, like I thought the fact that they included like the numbers, the percentages that they'll be making and all that stuff, like I liked seeing that, just because, I mean, Shane does deserve it. I don't think it would be the collab it is. Like if they were to do the same exact thing with another person, I don't think it would be what it is if it wasn't for Shane and his massive following. The transparency is exciting. I completely agree. Jeffrey's saying things that brings awareness, that has that much power. I'm glad he's using it for real. Makes me realize how BoxyCharm is able to do what they do because of the huge markup. They're still making a profit. It's fucking mind-blowing, right? And they're doing it with products. I've noticed this recently with BoxyCharm specifically. It's like they're doing it with products that are like on their way out, like discontinued or whatever. I hope they change that soon. Let me look back at mine. I better not have just deleted all those. Oh my God, I did, I think. Oh, no, I didn't. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing that they talked about was trademarks. So they've got conspiracy, controversy, and Illuminati. I love the spelling change. I think that's everything. And this was like the most mind-blowing part was when Jeffrey was like, when Shane asked Jeffrey, what was the most you've made from like your most popular palette? And he showed him like 20.8 million. And then he's like, oh yeah, I would shave off like $1 million with like the cost of materials and stuff. I was like, so you took home 19.8 million, allegedly, approximately. That's fucking crazy. It's crazy. But that's where I'm like, I appreciate it. I think he's going to get so much hate for that. But I appreciated the fact that he actually said the number, because in the world of business, especially in makeup, but I think this is business in general, nobody ever wants to talk about like how much they make or anything. And the fact that he just like put it out there very nonchalantly, I think that's going to infuriate a lot of people. But I look at it like I respect it, the fact, because it's no secret that he's insanely successful. Like there's no secret about that. And he does a lot of good with his money, which you can't fault him when it comes to any of that. Or in either way, it's like, it's nobody's fucking business. He didn't have to say what he did, but he did, and we need to respect it. Those numbers are insane, right? My jaw dropped when I seen that. I was like, bruh, I needed dollar. I know, it's so crazy. I was just like, holy shit, that was a number. I wasn't expecting that high of a number. Like, I know that there's a ton of money in the makeup industry, but I was like, holy shit, just from one fucking palette. It's crazy. I don't get why anyone would be mad. He's there to make money. People are funny about money, though. I can only imagine the hate that he's going to get just because people are very funny about money, especially when not long after that, he's like, well, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love of makeup. I do it for this. I do it for this. That's where people are going to take it. They're going to take that phrase and run with it. They're going to say, well, if you don't do it for money, you shouldn't even, like, you're always going to find something to pick apart. And I still look at it this way. Like, it's a business. It is what it is. But there's always going to be people to criticize anything, especially anything that he does. It's crazy. I'm love that he showed the number. It shocked me, right? But I feel like, honestly, there's going to be so many people that hate on him just because they're like, they're going to look at it as bragging. People are just going to find something to bitch about. I appreciated it because of how much we hear, like, the hate, the phrase behind the scenes. It's like, don't be afraid to share that information. Like, especially when you try to be so forthcoming with other information. It's like, just put it all out there. And I'm really glad that he did. The jealousy is real when people start talking money. For real. For real. I feel like people are going to take it in a bad way that are people that don't support him. Oh, yeah, I completely agree. But Jeffrey always gives quality product. Hard for people to take issue with that. Yep, I completely agree. I'm not mad at him at all for getting that paper. Jealousy sucks. He's a great businessman. He's worked hard and puts out bomb-ass makeup. He doesn't just pick a pre-made palette and slap his name on it. His packaging is fire. Exactly. Never had an issue with any of his shadows. I agree. You can profit off of your passion. Completely agree. Yeah, people who don't like him will always find fault. Exactly. What else did we talk about? They talked about Shane is going to be making slime, which me personally, I'm like, I don't care. I might buy it if they do like a massive Shane bundle, but I have no interest in slime. They mentioned robes. They talked a lot about the shade names, which I'll get into those in a minute. And then I was also, like, for all of you that watch this to get some sort of tea, Jeffrey elaborated a little bit on the whole Too Faced situation. And I'm sure Too Faced is so fucking pissed. But he made a valid point when he said that, why am I going back to my eyes right now? Oh my God. When he said that he kind of like brought up the whole Nikki Tutorials collab again. And then he also said that since they've sold their company, that their quality of product has consistently just kind of went, which I completely agree with that. I've been saying that forever. If you've been watching my Yes or Yawn videos, we always talk about that. They lost me at this. I feel like there's like a very Shane market for the slime. The slime is a hard no. Yeah, like I have no interest in that personally, but I think there's going to be a bunch of like kids that lose their fucking mind over slime. But for me, I'm just like, nope, just give me all of the makeup. I wonder what they had done to Nikki. I didn't realize exactly what had happened. I want to say it was Jeffree that I heard like expose that they only paid her $50,000 and then they proceeded to make 10 million. That's fucking crazy. That's a blatant disregard for the people that you're collaborating with. And that's why I said earlier with the whole, like, I think the intentions and the outcome of this collab is it's going to set the standard for future collaborations. So something like that doesn't happen again in this industry, because that should be totally just unacceptable. Because Nikki Tutorials is still one of the biggest like tutorial YouTube beauty channels on this platform. And at that time, she was especially like poppin'. Like she was one of the most well-known, which she still is. But I mean, she was young and naive and she took a business deal because at the time you think like $50,000, like, damn, that's a good paycheck. But that's a brand that just took advantage of the situation. That's at least what I think, just from just seeing, okay, you made $10 million and you only gave her $50,000. Without her, they never would have sold that, in my opinion, because it's not like, I don't think there was anything revolutionary about the palette. It was people bought it solely because it was Nikki Tutorials. I may buy slime for my 10-year-old son. It'd be pretty cool if they did a slime feeling blush. That would be really cool. Almost like a jelly blush, but to have it look pretty much like slime. I think that'd be so cool. When investors come, they move a manufacturing to a cheap supplier and the quality takes crap, which is why I don't take investors. Yeah, because obviously when you have investors, they obviously want to make more money. So they're going to cut corners thinking that people really won't notice, which makes sense. That's what investors are supposed to do. They're supposed to make you more money. But in reality, they could plummet your brand to the ground. Nikki's a sweetheart by all accounts. That palette was awful. I didn't like it either. I ended up returning it and I felt horrible, but I was like, no, it was terrible for me. I'll buy a slime blush. I'm up for the jelly products, right? Not up to date with what's going on in the beauty industry. What's the story on the slime? It's just something that Shane's like always has slime in his hands because I think he uses it for like his anxiety and stuff. But slime is like massively trending on the whole YouTube space. Off topic, but did the Carly palette surprise you from Anastasia Beverly Hills? How do I want to say this? I'm surprised in the fact that I can't believe what Anastasia Beverly Hills is turning into, because I've always looked at them as a brand, like a coveted brand, like people collect from their brand. Am I surprised? Not really. I guess kind of. I just never kind of put like Carly in the same, like when I see Carly, I don't think Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I don't really follow her either. I guess I was just surprised because I'm like, holy shit. Like first you had the Jackie Aina palette, then you have 3 volume Norvina palettes, and now you're coming out with another one in less than 2 months. And 3 of those palettes you've just announced within like a week of one another. That's crazy to me. Like I made a post on this on Twitter. I'm like, does this like get people excited or is it just a turnoff? And most people were saying it's a turnoff. I'm one of those people too. I feel like them collaborating and doing all these products. And I get it if they have investors and they kind of have to do what they're doing, but it's going to affect your brand. People aren't going to buy like they would if you would just calm your titties and, you know, space them out a little bit. They wouldn't be comparing you to I don't want to say drugstore, but they wouldn't be comparing you to an affordable makeup brand that is their own lab, you know? It's crazy. And I feel like it's really, I feel like it's going to make the brand look bad, honestly. They admitted it's to keep consumers' interests. they think launching this many products is going to create more interest for the brand. I beg to differ on that. If anything, I just see Anastasia Beverly Hills and I'm like, nope, I'm just not interested. Maybe it's just like keeping their name in our mouth, but I don't think it's a good move, but whatever. I don't know. Am I wrong? What do you guys think? Hi, Britt. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Well, I feel for Jackie and Carly. Those releases should get some light. Yeah, I completely agree with that. But then it's like, okay, but are they, like, what exactly are they doing? Like, are they just taking a palette and slapping their name on it? Or are they actually spending the time to create these palettes? Like, to me, that's how it looks. Like, yes, it might be a collab, but as like a consumer seeing all of these releases, it just seems like it's going to be like they're not really doing anything. It's just like they're slapping their name on it and that's it. Which I could be wrong, but that's to me how it comes off as a consumer. Yes, I was just checking all over to see if you were going live. I just finished it before I came on. And let's talk about the shade names. Is there any shade names that you guys don't like? They get to pick shades from a library. Yeah, like that's so boring. When brands start releasing too much, I lose interest. I'm the same way. Same exact way. So let's see. All the shade names that I personally heard, let me know if I missed any. So they first said Jeffree, what the fuck? But then that's going to be a liquid lipstick shade. So they were talking about anxiety, like disorders, which I don't particularly like that. That's just my opinion. And then they had, oh, that's tea or tea, which I like that because I feel like, oh, that's tea would be a perfect phrase. That's something that Shane always says. They had Tanacon, which I don't love that either. I get the point because Tanacon was a big thing that Shane covered. But at the same time, why shed more light on something that was a really shitty situation? Had Trish for Trisha Paytas, which I think that's a really good idea because she has been heavily involved with his channel for a really long time. As controversial as she is, again, this is just my opinion, I think it would be a nice, like, personal touch on his palette. They had Just a Theory. I think they said that for a lipstick, but I don't know. These are just names that kind of like came out throughout the whole time they were talking. They talked Sleep Paralysis, I'm Spiraling, Ranch, Root Beer, Cheeto Dust, a black shade called Where's My Uber, or My Uber's Here. That's what it was. A black shade called My Uber's Here. Diet Cola was supposed to be a sickening silver for like the aluminum can. My Pills, and they were going to do a shade to match the pills, which, do I love that? No. But it's something that he says all the time. Oink, I feel like that is like a mandatory thing. Like that has to be in there. And then the hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, definitely think that is like a necessary shade in here. I loved Are You Filming? Yes, that was for the liquid lipstick. So I'll just touch on those while we're talking shade names. So they picked 6 liquid lipsticks. They're going to do Shane, which is like, it looked like a brownie tone color. I couldn't really tell. I was watching it on my TV and I'm like, I feel like that's a shade that's like so hard to see what it really looks like. It's like a very unique shade for Jeffree's collection. Then they had Ryland, I Gotta Go, Jeffree, What the Fuck, Are You Filming, and Oh My God. I think the names Shane and Ryland were kind of weird, only because they seem so random. Like, why the gold metallic? Was it a gold metallic? Why the gold metallic for Shane? What's the connection? Same for Ryland. Like, what's the relevance? Okay, so I think with the Shane shade, it seemed to me it was like a metallic brown because he was like, that's literally my poop. And he's always like, he's always saying like how he looks like crap and stuff. Like, to me, that made sense. With the one for Shane, he was like, I want like a nude with like a diamond reflect. That's very Ryland, at least I think, because like, especially with like the Gucci slides, like it even showed the slides, like just the bling. Ryland loves the bling. I think my favorite one was Are You Filming, though, for Andrew. I like him using the names of important people, but it just seemed like there was no thought into it. I think there was. Like with Andrew, he wanted it to be like an orangey red because like Andrew has like orangey red hair. Jeffree, what the fuck? It's going to be like a classic Jeffree. I don't know. I felt like there was complete sense out of it. I don't know. I love the names. Honestly, he could name anything and I would be like, yes, queen, do the damn thing. I'm such a biased bitch. Shane connected with the coral, and I thought of Ryland when he saw it. See, that's where it's so hard to tell, and I think they did that just so we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I was looking at, like, the fonts. Like, when they put the names, they had, like, when it said Jeffrey, what the fuck, it was in, like, a hot pink. For Are You Filming, it was a red. So that's kind of how I related it to it. But obviously, I think the shade Ryland was going to be a little bit trickier just because of how many nude shades that Jeffrey has in his line. Like, he's already done, like, the metallic nude. So it's obviously you have to do something that's not going to be identical to what he's already done. I think when you naturally creative like Shane, you don't need to think of names. I think it just kind of, it probably just flows naturally. Like, everything that they were saying, I'm like, okay, this is stuff that he always says. Like, it's very Shane. It's very on brand. It just, to me, it made sense. And I could be just like a biased bitch. I don't know. But I thought it made total sense. But that's also why we like coming on here and talking about this stuff. I wanted Jeffrey what the fuck just because of the name. I kind of wish he just put what the fuck, not Jeffrey what the fuck. Just because he's always saying, what the fuck? What the fuck? I love the shade. I gotta go. See, that's where I was like, I wasn't paying too much attention to the exact shades that they shown. Because one, I didn't want to get too excited thinking it was going to be one thing, because I think they're still going to change certain things. Maybe. I don't know. It's all about what the creative minds connect with. I would have colors that reminded me of my husband and kids, and other people wouldn't really necessarily connect to it. I agree with that. I gotta go. What else did I think was interesting? Okay, so let's talk about the cost of goods. Because this is where I was like, oh, brands are shaking, especially the big brands. So they talked about the cost of goods has to do with where it's made, the assembly, the freight, if you're depending on where you're shipping it from, formula, the pressing of the shadows, the manufacturing, you got to pay the workers, you pay for the unit carton. And I feel like, honestly, there's even more to consider when you're producing makeup. I love that they touched on all those things. I wish they would dive like deeper into that, just really show the breakdown of how everything happens. What did you guys think? Were you interested in any of that? Were you underwhelmed, overwhelmed by what they included when it came to that stuff? I was very happy to see just, I don't know, it was cool to see Jeffrey in like the business mindset, you know? It was totally different than him being like, oh, look at my cars, look at that. Like, it was just a different, I mean, he still started the video with like, oh, look at my warehouses. It was just cool to see him in a totally different role, I guess you could say. I love the numbers. Can you imagine how much less China must be? Shipping across the ocean is cheaper. And the time they wait, it must be super cheap, right? It must be insanely cheap. That's the most interesting part. I thought so too. First, I don't believe Jeffrey is only at 150% markup. Oops, shipping is more across sea. Yes. Made me wonder about Natasha Denona and Charlotte Tilbury, right? It made me wonder about all of those, but then in the same breath, I'm like, I don't even want to know. I know. I kind of do, but I don't think we'll ever really know like the exact, really ever. The labor cost in China is ridiculous. Average worker makes $3,000 a year. Yeah, that's where you could totally see where, and I feel like this was kind of a common sense thing. Like, obviously, it's way cheaper to get your products from China. What about La Mer, right? La Mer, so many. Why? I'm curious about the reality of numbers in the markup. Let me see. What else did I write down on here? Then they got into like the cost breakdown. So they said for blood sugar, the average cost was about $20 a product. And this is the only part where I was just like, wait a second. Hold up. Okay. Because this kind of goes back to the whole collaboration with Morphe. And I could be an unpopular opinion here. But again, this is why we're here to talk about this stuff, because we're all entitled to think a different way. So this is the only part that I was just like, like, that's the only thing I'm just watching. I'm like, oh, come on. because they said that whole shindig with like what he should be charging, and it kind of put him in a light where like, oh, he's doing us a favor by not charging $80 for a palette that only costed his brand $20. And I'm all for the reasonings why, like, this is what other brands do, so I feel like I can follow suit type of deal. If I just made sense, I hope I did. But here's my thing, okay? In the end, you're still making money, and it just kind of painted him in a even better light. And I was just kind of like, okay, you really didn't need to say all that. Like, we get it. Just saying, like, just seeing that you pay $20. It's almost like one of those things where it's like you make other people look bad to make yourself look better. You know what I mean? That was the only things that I was like, I don't love that he said those things. And the components are hella expensive. I completely understand that. It all comes down to, like, I know that businesses need to make money. You don't really need to make other people look bad to make yourself look better. Like, I'm like very back and forth, because I like the fact that they said like the average makeup brand only spend like $6-7 on their products, where he pays more. But this is where I'm like, wait, oh, hi Kara, what's up, girl? I'm like, okay, I didn't love this, and this just could be based on my feelings on the Morphe collab. Like, he was just saying that, oh, this is like the Jeffree Star. I want this to be about the experience. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for this. I do it for this. I do it for, like, basically, like, he doesn't do this business because he wants to make money. He does it because he wants us to feel good, and he's mindful of his consumers, which I do believe that they are. But at the end of the day, if a palette costs you only $20 to make it, even if you charge $30 or $40, you're still making a profit. Okay? It's that same thing. And I was like, it all comes back to the whole Morphe thing. And this is why I was so annoyed about it, because he was like, oh, well, I want people to still experience the whole Jeffree Star, experience, but for a less price. In reality, you could still do the same thing, because in the end, you're still making money just by doing it. That was the only thing I'm just like, come on. And that's, again, do we know if they're being honest? No. Do I think they're being honest? Yes, I do. I will say my Jeffree Star palette is my nicest one, hands down. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think that about mine. But I like each palette for different reasons. So I don't really want to say that. Your eyes are so pretty. Thank you. I'm a pushover. That was the only part of the video where I was like, okay, I didn't love that. I didn't love that segment of it, just because it was I felt like that's what it was kind of doing, was kind of making other brands look worse to make Jeffree and his brand look a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I feel like that was his opportunity to make it known that, you know, other brands are doing things differently. He's doing things differently. So I'm really not going to harp too much on it. It all just comes back to I just wish he never collabed with Morphe. I wish, here will lead to the next topic, was when they were talking about, when they got talking about the distribution of Shane's products, I really hope they do not go only Jeffree Star Cosmetics and Morphe. Like, I don't understand what this whole, I'm sure it's their friend or whatever. I don't understand why. Like, what about BeautyLash? What about Beauty Bay? Like, with a person like Shane Dawson with a massive audience like he has, why would you not go global? Like, that's where I was just like, wait, I don't understand. And I remember Jeffree was like, oh, I want it to be like a more, what's the word that he said? He wanted to be more, not intimate. That's not the right word I'm looking for. Oh, damn it. YouTube didn't notify me of the live. Oh, man. It was just like one of those things, like, or exclusive. That's what it was. Why would you make it exclusive to only you and Morphe? But that's where in the next breath he was like, but Morphe would have to really step it up and buy a ton of units. And that's where I'm just like, who are we trying to accommodate here? Are we trying to accommodate the aspect, or are we trying to accommodate all of these consumers that are going to want to buy this palette? Because let's be honest, this palette is going to sell out. No question about it. Shane has how many subscribers that don't do makeup? They're going to buy it just because it's Shane Dawson. Like, that's the type of following that he has. And I don't understand, like, why would you give Morphe that opportunity? And even if, and I think that's where they kind of look at it, like, if they have Morphe handle it, maybe they'll make it able to be global. I'm not buying from Morphe. That was the only thing. I'm just like, wait, why? Why would you want it to be exclusive? Like, why? I don't understand that. Did you guys feel that same way? I think I'm just a salty bitch when it comes to that brand in general. And I'm just like, wait, why? Do it with BeautyLash. I would be pissed if they don't make enough to reasonably go around. I hate when shit sells out in 3 minutes. I think that's definitely going to happen. I think it's definitely going to sell out. And I like admire Shane's. I don't know. I just don't see how. I don't see how that's. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I wish we lived in a world where the word Morphe didn't exist. Oh man, I'm just such a salty bitch, and I'm just like, because it would benefit Jeffree. And that's the thing. It's like, wait, who are we trying to appease more? Are we trying to appease ourselves more in a business aspect? Or wait, are we going to consider all the people that are going to want to buy this palette and make it global? Like, I don't understand why they would do that. Even benefiting wise, he would get so much shit for that, I think. Yes, that's what I thought he was talking about. His 150% markup. Oh, I must have missed what you guys were talking about earlier. But I hope that Jeffree puts that in BeautyLash, Beauty Bay, just so everybody around the world can get it. Because it'd be one thing if Shane's like viewer base was not global, but I'm sure with that amount of subscribers, they probably are. I think there's a way to do both. I hope they've moved on from the exclusive idea. I hope so too. And we'll just keep this in mind that this was in February that they talked about this. I'm sure things have changed since then. It's just one of those things I heard it. I'm like, wait, no, let's not do that. Because I'm just like, I'm in the US, I'm in New York. I purchase my Jeffree Star products from BeautyLash for the simple fact of the consumer or the customer service is phenomenal with them. I'm not sure if they're international or not. Their customer service is on point, their packaging is on point, and their shipping times are a whole lot shorter than they are at Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I've ordered from Jeffree Star Cosmetics before, and it takes way longer to get my products because I think they ship from California. I'm not even sure where BeautyLash ships from. They might even ship from California too, but I'll be so fucking pissed if they don't do more than just Morphe as a supply or a distributor for their collaboration. I think there's a way to. Oh, I read that one already. He should go global. Morphe, Jeffree just knows it's a sure bet. Oh yeah, because they'll 100. Like, why wouldn't they step their game up and buy a ton of like units? Why wouldn't they do that? BeautyLash is bomb, right? I would not buy the palette if I had to buy it from the Morphe site. I wouldn't either. I'd be like, nope. I would not even be able to separate it. I'd just be like, nope, I can't. I would buy it still from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, but it's like, why would you do that? I paid $20 US for expedited shipping from Jeffree Star Cosmetics website, and then I got dinged 45 Canadian for import duties. I was seriously pissed. Oh my God, I would be too. That's one thing. Like, we don't worry about that here. So, Kara, since you're in Canada, where do you, like, if you buy Jeffree Star Cosmetics, who do you buy from? I'm always curious, like, what distributors that people around the world use. What do I need now? I never put blush on. Wowza. I'm the worst when it comes to putting my makeup on and talking at the same time. Absolute bullshit. I wouldn't even pay that. It's not his fault, but I only order from Beautylish or Eleganza from now on. No duties and free shipping. I'm telling you, I'll be so pissed if they don't use Beautylish. I'll be so fucking mad. I don't order across the border. I wait until I'm in the US. You guys look fantastic. Thanks, girl. It's the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. I get dinged with duties all the time from nearly every website. Oh, man. That's one thing I'm so glad that I do not have to ever worry about. Hi, Marlene. All right, so what's the next thing I wanted to talk about? The merch thing was another thing that they talked about for a little bit, how basically Shane was getting so fucked on his merch, basically for his entire career. So I foresee them working together for Shane's merch, so that will hopefully mean more merch coming for Shane Dawson. They did touch on how James Charles at the time was with Killer Merch, and I don't know why I just dabbed off a cream powder. Oh my god, or a cream product. They did bring up James Charles, and I didn't hear the amount, but they said like they started to say how much James was making with his merch being with Killer Merch, which again, another thing that I'm just like, I'm so glad that they included that just because I feel like they're being very transparent. I think James will probably be another person just because of how people are with people making money and how much money people earn. I think James will probably get hate for that, which sucks, but I think that's just a reality. I hate that. The most Kara paying extra and still having to wait. I know, right? I looked at a Planet box replacement case, and just shipping was more. I loved all of Andrew's secret filming. I know, right? Really like that. James Charles is still with Killer Merch Instant Heat. No, I think they dropped him after. I think they dropped him after all that shit happened. 70/30 is awesome for merch. I was like, what? Right? But that just goes to show like how people we were talking about it in the last video, because we were saying how like it's no secret that Shane Dawson makes money. He has money. But then he was saying like I'm well off, but I'm not like Jeffree rich, and that's just an example of like one reason why that he's not, because I think Shane is a very naive business person. And that was one thing that Jeffree said to him in today's video was, you're naive. And it's time to change that. People need to stop calling him hanging out with Brit. James Charles said that he pulled out of Killer Merch. I'm sure it was one of those things where it's, we don't know whatever happened. Do I think he pulled out of Killer Merch? No. I think it was one of those things like voluntold. Maybe, I don't know. I just, especially just seeing how business savvy that James is. But at that time too, who knows what other connections that he was introduced to with Jeffree. But I'm almost positive that he is no longer with Killer Merch. Whether he left or he was fired or whatever the case is, I don't know if we'll ever even know that. I'm sure they'll actually cover that in this docuseries, quite frankly. Voluntarily forced. Yeah, like voluntold. With what James Charles makes, what does he always bitch about? 70/30's making killing hell. I know. Carragher, where did you find a husband that vacuums? I get riled up when the conversation turns into James. He drives me crazy. Yeah, or he drives me nuts. He does me too. Like every time I hear James Charles, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about James Charles. I have no interest in James Charles. Love seeing Jeffree tell Shane he would deserve a higher percentage than their usual client or collab. Like, not only did Shane need to hear that, but I think it showed Jeffree recognizes his worth. I completely agree with that. At the same time, like, how don't you recognize his worth? I wish that Shane would recognize his worth a little bit more. Because, I mean, he has a massive audience for a reason. He produces amazing content. I'm sorry if I just hit the microphone. I don't know. I've always been a fan of, ever since I found Shane Dawson, I've always been a fan. But I could also see, like, it just became very apparent to me that in the industry alone, or in any industry, that doesn't happen. Like, people don't acknowledge others' worth or anything like that. If anything, they take advantage of it, or they hate on it. It's because we are older. Same, he annoys me. Will I have a cousin in my? Oh, okay. Jeffrey knew they were filming. If he lowballed him, people would go after Jeffrey. I don't know. I just think it's a very genuine. At least that's how it seems. If it's not, they're really good at acting. It seems like a very genuine collaboration. It just seems to me that way. I was kind of surprised that they name dropped Manny. Like, they basically said that Shane's collaboration is going to do better than Manny's, which is kind of crazy because Manny was one of the first boys in makeup. He had not a Shane Dawson following, but he had a massive following, and he was in makeup. Like, that's where it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird because Shane has never had anything to do with makeup aside from now in this documentary. So the fact they were all like, oh yeah, it's going to be better than his collab. I was like, oh shit. Someone is usually taking advantage or being taken advantage of, it seems. Yes, definitely agree. I have a feeling there was a threat of lawsuits during Dramageddon 2 behind the scenes, whereas I don't think legal action was involved with Manny, so he probably just kept things professional. Yeah, I'm sure there were definitely threats of lawsuits with that whole situation. And I'm sure we're going to get into that as well. I'll be surprised if we don't. I hate how my brows are coming out right now. I really need to spend time and groom them again because they're kind of out of control at the moment. I think that was the last note I took. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, that was all I thought was interesting. That was all I thought. I thought a lot of it was interesting. What other points did you guys want to talk about? Did you guys like it? Did you not like it? Most people were saying earlier that they liked it. What was your favorite part about it? Let's talk about it. The shade and tea all gets to be exhausting for me. That's why I can't stand all of the drama and pettiness. I know. And then the next one is going to be called the drama of the beauty. I think it's the beauty world or the beauty community. It's going to be about drama. So if you're not into drama, I'm thinking the next one probably won't be for you. I'm honestly not really that excited for it, but I think we're kind of assuming that it's going to be about certain topics, but I think there's going to be other things that are talked about as well. And I don't think that's all it's going to be talked about. Like you saw there was a little preview at the end. It showed that they must be a lab sample back, and they were like, oh, this shade is sick. Just getting us all excited about it. So some high-end palettes take $6 to make in general. I know. I know. It was so crazy. I can't wait to hear from Morgan. Did you guys hear what they were talking about at the end when she's like, oh, everybody knows? Do you guys know what they were talking? I tried listening to it like 4 times and I couldn't figure out what the fuck it said. My nosy ass was like, I need to know what the fuck she was talking about. I know. That's where I'm like, I thought she said it, but I couldn't make out what it said. They sell a lot through JDC Mishmash. If it will be permanent items, I would do global. If it's limited edition, then no. I don't mind watching an episode on it, but I just can't get vested in whatever bullshit nonsense James has manufactured for himself or way too. I know, right? I think Jaclyn Hill lipsticks will be in the next episode. I wonder if that's what he was talking about when he was like, when Shane was like, you see how mad I am? My eye is twitching. And then he starts popping off about how, oh, you care so much about your fans. You care so much about this. I think that might be what it was talking about. Maybe. I hope it is. I hope it is. That's all I'm saying. Because maybe that'll make it get brought up again. I don't know. What lashes? Do I want to put on lashes? I really don't feel like putting on lashes right now. Let me spray my face again because I want to smell gloriousness. I'm going to use my mint chocolate chip. Will be interesting to see. I know. I'm very curious to see what happens. How is Jacqueline still relevant? I'm mystified. I know. It's crazy. Oh my God. I forgot to put on highlighter. Oh my God. I love how this smells. The reality of 2019. I know, right? It's crazy. Craziness. I know. I got to put on highlighter still. And I'm not putting on lashes because I'm just going to take this makeup right off anyways. Chocolate's so good. These right now, they're 5 for $25 on the Gerard Cosmetics website. Those, the lip liners, which I've been obsessed with, Cher. I've been talking about it nonstop on Instagram. The lip liners, the metal mats. There's one more thing. I wish the Hydra mats and the lipsticks were 5 for $25, but I'll take what I can get. What's the other one? Jen, what's the other one? I think it's funny. Danny from Coffee Talk, who hates drama, was thrown into the series. Lip creams. The Supreme lip creams. Yes, the lip creams. If you like dewy skin, that setting spray will make you look. You guys saw, I did not look dewy before I just sprayed that on my face. That's all I'm saying. Let me throw on a highlighter. Another exciting thing we could talk about. Who bought the Moonspell collection today? Who bought the Moonspell collection? I bought it yesterday. There must have been a glitch on the website. So mine shipped out today. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get that. So that video will be coming soon. I'm going to use my Mars Moon Prism powder because I'm obsessed with these. I always use a dense brush. That's what I recommend. And they're so good. I have to try it. It looks like I like to look like a sweaty monster. Give me all the dough, right? Yeah, the mini sizes are the ones on sale for 5 for $25. They got so many different sets too. I need to get more. I love mint chocolate chip and Dreamsicle. Those are the only two I have. But they've got coconut. Oh, I need to try the coconut. I want it so bad, but my bank says, bitch, not today, Satan. I barely had any time to be on my phone or computer all day today. Stuck at court until late, working my butt off. Oh, aren't you glad to be back to work? I know. I was surprised that the video went live later than I thought. It was 6 o'clock my time was when it went live. Anyone interested in the, how do you say her name? Sophia? Yes. That is actually a collab. I like hate to admit it, but I'm really interested in that. And then I posted on Twitter today. I'm like, me in one breath is like ColourPop, slow the fuck down. And then me in the next breath, it was like ColourPop dropped. They're doing another Disney Princess palette. And I'm just like, take my money. Take my fucking money. Because I can't say no to Belle. What can I say? Is Saf coming out with lipsticks? Yes. I'm so into it. I bought the Metropolis palette, so I'm on lockdown for a month. Goddamn pricey, bitch. I know, it's so expensive. It's so beautiful, though. I'm going to use my Jeffree Star Scorpio. No, I'm not, because that's not nearly as purple as I wanted it to be. That's more of like a gray. Let me wipe this off. I know, Chris, you kill me. I wish I could meet him. He come across amazing on the screen. Who are you talking about? I'm going to use maybe Grapevine. Yep, we'll use this one. Is that the real Jen Gerard as moderator? If so, please stock up Brit with the other setting spray so she can review them. I've just seen the Dreamsicle and mint chocolate sprays. Those are the only two I have too. Oh, who are you guys talking about? All right, we're going to use the Makeup Geek Showstopper Cream Stain in Grapevine. Damn, did anybody... Oh, I don't like this one either. Oh, yeah, that kind of matches the... No. We'll go with it, whatever. She just became an affiliate, so she will have more stuff coming. Yes, bitch! I have peach and it's 10 out of 10. Yum. Yes! Oh, Rich Locks, okay. I know, he made a couple cameos in today's video, too. In Jeffrey's video, not my video. Oh my god, I swear to god, it's like every time I do my makeup, my nose starts itching. Oh, it drives me crazy. The only thing I don't like about these is I have to keep going in and getting more product. That drives me nuts. I want full pigment, one swipe. Oh, I could tell this one's old as hell. I love that they included him. I think the drama channels is definitely going to be a topic. I don't like this color. This, like, it's applying super weird. My other one didn't apply like that. I'm going to take this off and do a different one because it looks like shit. Do you guys see how many times I had to keep dunking in there? But these, I definitely need to go through all of my... I need to go through all of my lipsticks. I did a lip swatch video forever ago on those. So I know it wasn't always like this. What's this one? This is Electric Slide. We'll try this one. Everyone is raving about the duo setting sprays with Jar Cosmetics and Rich. I had no idea. Yes, there's so many more. There's watermelon. Jen, list off all the scents that you guys have. Yeah, so this one applies patchy to it first, but once you put that second coat on, that'll be all right. Oh my god, these applicators kill me. This formula is so weird because it's so thin. It's like you literally feel like there's nothing on your lips. So it's almost like, I don't know, when I first got them, it was like a learning curve. And right now, it's just like, these are old as fuck. Cucumber green tea, peach, lavender, lemongrass, jasmine, coconut. These are from Makeup Geek. But these are only acted like this because these are fucking old. These are like when they first launched. Because they did not apply like this when I first got them. I hope they change this in the rebrand. This is going to be good enough tonight. I'm not going to keep layering on this. I don't like the packaging on this. I hate that there's such small surface area to hold on to as I put more on. What the fuck's wrong with me? I like that it's different. But overall, I just don't like, it's like, I don't feel like I have control over it. Yeah, but these need to just get tossed out because they're very, very not nice looking anymore. Girl, that's expired. Yeah, it's definitely not what it used to be. So that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back when they upload a new one. Did they say when the next one's going to be coming? That's how I feel about the Kat Von D. When I was like, yes, I felt the same way. So long, and it's like you have no control over it. But I used to love the formula of these. So these are definitely expired. They gotta go. But I don't know. Did they say when the new one's coming out? If they did, leave it in the comments. I'm going to go take this off now. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope to see you, Britches, in my next live stream, which will probably be either... What's today? Friday? It'll probably be Monday. Sunday or Monday. I'll let you guys know. Keep an eye on my community tab. Keep an eye on my Twitter, Instagram. You guys already know by now. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, Britches!